Finding soulmates in 2021 is more likely than ever before. Many people have woken up and now are seeking more meaningful relationship. Let's take a look at some soulmate energy and take a brief look at its evolution and how it applies to 2021. The term soulmates is often a confused idea, so let's take a brief look at the history of soulmates and where the earliest concepts originate from. Let's start with Plato and the Symposium. Although it soon will be evident that the idea of soulmate energy did not originate here, however, the story is of a feast where friends meet to discuss philosophy and drink. The most famous guest at this party is Socrates, the hero philosopher superstar of Plato's writings. With Socrates is Aristophanes, a famous comic, and other friends. They are relaxing and drinking and provoking discourse through telling tales. When Aristophanes begins to speak, he tells the story of how Zeus, the overlord of the Greek pantheon, was offended by the early humans who attempted to reach him on Mount Olympus. The gods discussed making them go extinct for attempting to trespass. However, Zeus decided to divide them instead. Each had 2 faces on one head and 8 limbs. The faces were facing in an opposite direction. Furthermore, there were 3 genders, 1 double male, 1 double female, and a 3rd male and female gender. Once separated, these new beings sought out each other and were dissatisfied at being alone. The moral of the story, said Aristophanes, was that if they showed devotion to the gods, then Zeus would not split them again into half-beings. And if these split humans found peace with the gods, there is a chance at a reunion with the split pair, although this was uncommon. At the time the Symposium was written, in 385 BCE, a new king had ascended to the 29th dynasty in Egypt, Pharaoh Hathor. He had once again re-established Egyptian prominence and allied to Greece. This probably made Egypt a very chic topic of style and conversation, as Pharaoh Hathor, allied with Athens, defended Egypt from the Persian kings. Plato didn't know this, but Hathor was the second of the last native Egyptian rulers for 2,000 years. Needless to say, Plato and others would have been aware of Egyptian history and parables, and it seems that the story told by the comic Aristophanes that was not told in other Greek sources could easily have been influenced by Egyptian history and myth. First, Egypt was once 2 kingdoms, Lower Egypt and Upper Egypt. These 2 kingdoms were unified in 3150 BC. This unified kingdom that lasted until Plato's time, and its rich history and mystery must have been quite intriguing to Greek scholars at the time. Furthermore, Egyptian myths often influenced Greek myth, and the story of the division of man could have easily been influenced by the story of Osiris, Isis, and Horus, in which Osiris and Isis are divided by death until they are united as the new god Horus. I mentioned in the Great Conjunction video, linked in the cards and at the end of the video, how it was common for different cultures to adapt and integrate the stories of neighboring regions at the time. The similarity or continuity of the idea of soulmates does not end there, because there are other old myths of unification and androgyny. In many versions of Hinduism, the principal gods share not only power, but also the same body. The most famous of these is the Radha Krishna, in which the feminine Shakti and male Shaktiman, Deva or Devi, are 2 parts of the same and are considered empty without their complement. Brahman, the universal absolute, is revered not as one god, but the composite, Ardhanashavara. The earliest Vedas date back to 1700 BCE, which is about 1500 years after the unification of Egypt, although it is quite likely that all these civilizations held religious beliefs before then. One of the biggest mistakes I notice when people speak of religion and faith is that they try to outbid each other for the earliest monuments. However, let me remind you that in those ancient days, religions were shared, and so the idea of soulmates likely evolved harmoniously between several sources. It may have been a story from earlier times. However, we don't have any form of documentation to substantiate what was believed, when, and where. In my opinion, it's best to consider these stories as informing each other rather than being unidirectional. It's likely they came from the same proto-religions or derivations thereof. In modern times, the ideas of soulmates flourished again in the late 19th century. At this time, the spiritual movement called Theosophy emerged. This movement was greatly influenced by the teachings of two men from South Asia, called the Masters. These men likely reintroduced the concepts of reincarnation, the Atman, and soul reunification to Christian Europe. Theosophy proclaimed that the human ego was on a quest to return to a solar deity from which it came. This is very similar to the reincarnation stories and the quest for nirvana in South Asian religions. As second nature as it seems to us now, at the time this was a radical concept to a continent colonized by Christianity. Just like in Plato's story, men and women became two parts of an older prehistoric unified form. And just like in the Symposium, there was one other state, the state of androgyny or unified gender. From these stories, you probably have heard some derivative of the idea of soulmates. And in recent years, the idea has been cheapened by marketing, leaving some people wondering if they have another half. It is nice to consider that this duality has been pondered over for nearly 5,000 years. Whether we are split or we are just seeking social fulfillment of human expression, it's nice to know that the concept of soulmates is not new, and it is the foundation of many great religions. So now we've set the context for soulmates and where this ambiguous term originates. Let's take a look at 2021 and assess the best and most impactful astrological transits. After we are finished with those, we can continue to a sign-by-sign, all-sign message for your sun, moon, and rising at the end, in which I will use astrology and tarot to give you a glimpse into what you can reasonably expect for love and soulmate energy in 2021. There are 3 very lucky types of aspects that you will want to watch out for this year. All of these dates are not limited to any one sign, but you do want to pay attention in what house the transit will be happening. I can do a reading for every sign explaining these if you express enough interest. First, Venus aspects to Jupiter will be strongest in the fire and air signs. Jupiter-Venus positive aspects are most benefic for long-term love. February 11th, Venus will join Jupiter in Aquarius, sparking candid conversations about how you truly feel. You will be more open to possibilities of love at this time and more flexible to do whatever you have to do to make love a reality. April 10th may be one of the luckiest days of the year as Venus forms an equal balance between Jupiter and Mars. This is a time for both romance and more serious relationships to blossom. Venus passion will be matched by both masculine energies in air signs, sparking wild adventures and opening possibilities. Second, Venus will be in rulership in both of her signs this year. Rulership means Venus is in extra powerful positions at this time. This brings good luck to love and predisposition to make things work. It's a really good time to work issues out with loved ones and spark new relationships. On April 15th through May 4th, Venus will be in the sign of Taurus. This will be a beautiful transit in the spring that will bring extra loving energy to the beautiful spring energy. In the last few days of this transit, it will be a good idea to ease up a bit, as between May 4th and May 9th, Venus will square Jupiter, creating tension. Venus will be in Libra on August 16th through September 11th. You don't have to have Libra transits to enjoy this lovely transit of Venus. While in Libra, all relationships will become closer, warmer, and friendlier. The general energy will be like a warm hug. Third, Venus will join Mars on July 12th in Leo. This is one of the luckiest days of the year to spark romance and get away from serious issues, while healing sensitive thoughts. This also happens to be a new moon in Cancer, so extra lucky. These are the most auspicious transits this year, but there are many more that I will be happy to tell you about soon. At the end of the video, I will tell you about a transit to be wary of, to avoid triggering anyone watching. Okay, let's talk about individual signs. Are you ready? Aries, you will have many lucky moments in love this year. First off, the pressures of work and your responsibility to others will decrease. As we've already discussed, you will have the opportunity to get back in touch with friends. Your most social times will be January until mid-February, but expect a lively year all around. In terms of love, this very social time will give you the opportunity to meet new people and hopefully strike up loving connection with someone. If you are in a relationship already, you will be more open and available to your partner, sparking a deepening in your connection. You will also have one of the luckiest transits of the year when Venus becomes the evening star while she is in your sign on March 26, 2021. You may meet someone young this year, or you may travel somewhere and meet new people. Whatever new situations you face, you may find great happiness and fulfillment in love at the prospect of this new beginning. Taurus, this year is going to require that you focus on your career. You will have many opportunities to innovate that may make you less available to the people you love. However, there are many opportune moments in love for you this year, especially in February through March and April through May. If you have already begun a relationship, or if you are looking for a more serious relationship, your quest for love may take off in late July, and you may experience many opportunities to deepen your love and meet someone in the first week of October. Don't worry, this year has established friends and loved ones at your side as you secure for yourself a prosperous future. If you are in a relationship, there will be a lot of effort you and your partner place on securing wealth and security for the long term. They will work with you in a fair manner for your joint prosperity. Gemini, this year is starting off busy. Expect to need to focus on setting the path to new opportunities in late winter and early spring. This will not leave you much time in love, but it will give you the opportunity to mingle and possibly meet new people to fall in love with. Romance will pick up for you around your birthday and be strong right through to the winter. This year, Jupiter is at the top of your natal chart, meaning a lot of positive attention will be directed your way. Gemini, this year may be very possible that you settle down with someone, or if you are already married, this relationship will blossom. It looks like your dreams and desires are about to be fulfilled, as true love is all around you. Cancer, this year expect a lot of change, with the beginning of the year bringing to you new opportunities for partnership and closer connection in established relationships. Your social life may be becoming extremely active between late March and mid-June. The heightened social opportunities may bring in chances to meet new love. Beginning in early June, you may notice an increase in opportunities for love. At the end of the year, Venus will begin a retrograde motion in your 7th house of partnerships. This may mean that someone from the past or someone similar to someone you knew in the past comes back for a second chance. It is very likely a relationship will experience a final stage in closure at this time, or resolve its issues finally to reignite love again. Someone may make an offer to you unexpectedly. Give this idea a little thought. It may seem rushed, however, there may be something really good for you there in the long term. In fact, the outcome of the decision you make about love this year will assure your ultimate success. Leo, your year starts off on a romantic note. Right at the beginning of the year, things in love will greatly improve. If you are single and you can, go outside and socialize. This will turn into a big party and you will be the center of attention, starting in late March and through until mid-May. This year, Leo, Mars and Venus connect in your sign in July. This may be the luckiest time for love, for you and everyone you love. If you have a crush, tell them, connect with them, and show them you care. Be bold in July, Leo, because you will have one of the best transits of the year in your sign then. Because all this new energy, it may be time to let someone or something go of the past. It no longer carries the same emotional fulfillment as it once did. It may be challenging to go through this, to admit your feelings to yourself and to them, but you have more authentic and present relationships that are blooming. Virgos may experience a secret love affair that will become a bit more intense in July and early August. Their social life may change drastically in mid-spring, freeing you up to more social activity in May and June. Through the winter, Venus will turn retrograde and remain in Capricorn until early March 2022. This means a long revision to a previous love affair for Virgos. This does not mean that the person you don't want back will come back, but it is possible that you will meet someone or find yourself in a similar situation to some romance they have had in the past, a final do-over. Financial opportunities may be presenting to you this year, Virgo, which means, like several other signs, you have less time for romance. Because of financial growth and opportunities you will need to pay attention to, you may end up choosing to delay love until your schedule is more open. You will thrive in fun relationships that do not require a lot of your attention. In the winter time, a romantic relationship from the past may try to reconnect with you. Libra, your year will become romantic through the spring. Single Libras may meet someone as early as February, and if things progress well, a good transit for more serious relationships will blossom by late March. You will have one of the best transits for love on March 26th. When Venus conjoins the Sun, bringing blessings to your partnerships and marriages. Overall, your year is a major bounce back from Libra's previous years. There will be very positive transits in signs that complement yours. making life for you much less stressful than last year. There are some big changes ahead for you, Libra. You may put an end to a relationship that is not going anywhere, or move on from something in the past. Whatever changes come your way, know that you will be making the decision to change, and the outcome will be more secure situation for yourself. Some of you will start a serious relationship. Scorpio, get love in early. By about the mid-spring, you will be fully ready to commit to someone if that person is right. Do so before the autumn, because then you will be experiencing opportunities to do with home purchases or moves that will require your time and attention. You will have a very lucky time in September through October, at which time you will be able to get a lot of attention with relatively little effort. You will need to choose to divide your time between financial goals and getting the person you love's attention. There's something in the past that's bothering you, Scorpio, a situation that was dark, scary, or negative. It's very likely that this happened as early as 2020, and in 2021, you may feel the opportunity to release and relax. By the fall, you will be ready to move towards a new direction. Venus retrograde in Capricorn in December 2021 will be very lucky for you to achieve things and get some of that lost time back. Sagittarius. At the beginning of the year, you may feel kind of private, but if you are getting into a relationship at this time, there will be much more incubating at home and relaxing atmosphere. Things will liven up and brighten up in the spring and through early summer. At this time, you may make a big relationship decision. Put yourself out there on March 26, 2021. This will be the luckiest day of the year to meet someone and begin romance. This is a very lucky year for you, and a lot of things will go your way in love. Some of you may meet someone at work, but it seems that this relationship will move slowly, as you will want to ensure it is the connection you've been waiting for before making it public. Capricorn, this year will be homeward bound year. Last year was very busy for you, and sometimes maybe you wondered if you even took any time to relax. This year, you will see lucrative outcomes for your efforts, which may help you find moments to enjoy that which you have earned, and while doing so, connecting with loved ones. The late spring and early summer look like your best moments this year. Enjoy them. In the autumn, you will want to get your love life ready for a Venus retrograde exclusively in your sign. Venus will be in your sign for over 4 months, which is a long time for Venus. This will be a time of powerful changes in your love life, resolving the past and embracing the future. You will want to get away from a love situation that is not suiting to you early on in the year. Then, in the mid-year, wonderful new opportunities to find love and keep love. At the end of the year, you will be very introspective, needing time to be alone to figure out what you want. Aquarius, your year will pick up almost immediately. You will be getting positive attention for your spunky energy, and it'll be easy to win people over. It's a good time to flirt and to put yourself out there. You will definitely receive a lot of attention if you play your cards right. Your best romantic moments may happen in the late spring to midsummer. At this time, you may fall in love, and one of the luckiest transits for love will happen for you in July 12th, 2021. This is lucky for everyone, but you have one of the best positions for the joining of Venus and Mars, which only happens once this year. You may find love almost immediately this year, as you find something or someone you love and focus your attention on them, but it will take time for that magic to evolve. When it does, you are looking at something long-term and worth investing in. Pisces, love doesn't miss you this year, and you will be caught in between some serious flirting. Summer love may start as early as June, and chances for love are good right through August. In the fall, your attention may focus on social groups as you feel there's someone there for you to pay attention to. And there probably is. The year will finish with Venus retrograde in your 11th house. This may bring love into your life via friends, especially people who you were friend-zoned with, or a friend who was taken that is now available. This year, Pisces, you may take an alternative route. You may meet someone, or someone you've been seeing before may turn out to be below your expectations early on in the year. Probably nothing dramatic, but possibly there will just not have the characteristics that you look for in a love interest. You will own your own feelings and make a plan, seeking better opportunities elsewhere, and it is likely you will find love in the summer transit. Do you remember I had one more transit to tell you collectively about, a transit that some of you may find triggering? If you get sensitive about critical information, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you later. There are 2 transits that may bring challenges to love this year, but neither are scary or rare. First, Venus will form a square on February 19th, 2021. This will be a time when it is best not to discuss touchy subjects with your serious other. It is also not a time to put your love on the line or push love to the extreme. The square can produce unstable energy and rock things off kilter. Be especially careful if you are dating multiple people, as the more casual one can bring friction to the more stable and secure option. The second transit is one to plan for, and it will impact Earth sign placements the most. This is Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. The transit is that of Venus retrograde in Capricorn. This retrograde period begins on December 17th, 2021, and will continue through to the end of the year. Venus will be in Capricorn for just over 4 months, which is rare, as she's usually in a sign for just under 4 weeks. It is a good idea to get prepared for love returning or push to work through closure with any love that has been unaddressed. The silver lining of this transit is that it will help you gain independence from love circumstances that may be holding you back from living your life in a positive direction. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys want a sign-by-sign breakdown of these love transits based on your astrology and tarot. I had a lot of fun making this video, and I will be back with more soon. Overall, it is a lucky year for love, as Mars is not going retrograde, and Venus will only be retrograde a little bit in the last 2 weeks of the year. Also, there are many beautiful aspects and conjunctions that I look forward to telling you about. Have a wonderful year. Good luck in love.